Today's title is Adding and Subtracting Mixed Numbers. Pause the video for you to write the title at the top and in your table of contents. Okay, when we're adding and subtracting mixed numbers, our steps are the same as when we were adding just the fraction without the whole number. Step 1, find the least common denominator. Step 2, rename the fractions. Step 3, solve, and step 4, simplify. So let's take 2 3/4 plus 1 1/6. So let's find a common denominator of 4 and 6. Remember, a common denominator is the same thing as a common multiple. So my least common multiple of 6 and 4 would be 12. You are writing each one of these problems down in your journal as we go along. Okay, so I'm going to rename these fractions with a denominator of 12. Now my whole number is going to stay the same. 2 wholes here and 1 whole here. And I'm going to change 4s to 12. So 4 times what is 12? 4 times 3. So 3 times the numerator would be 9. The same for 1/6. 6 times what is 12? 2. So 1 times 2 is 2. Now I'm just going to add. I'm going to add my whole numbers. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then my denominator, of course, will stay the same. And I'm going to add my numerators. 9 plus 2 is 11. Good. Now ask yourself, can I simplify 11/12? Well, let's see. My only factors of 11 is 1 and 11. My factors of 12 is 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. And I have no common factors there. None of them are the same except 1. So I can't simplify this. That's my final answer. Okay, write this problem down in your journal. Pause the video to get it done. Okay, let's write this one vertically. We're subtracting this time. Let's go ahead and write it vertically, just because it's a little easier on the eyes when you do that. 4 5/6 minus 2 1/3. Okay, step 1 is find the least common denominator. Now my whole numbers are not going to change. I'm going to still keep them as 4 and 2. I just need to find an equivalent fraction for 5/6. What denominator do we want to use? If we're dealing with thirds and 6, what would be our common denominator? If you can't think of it right off the bat, list the multiples. Pause the video and list the multiples of 3 and 6. I know my least common denominator is going to be 6. So I've just done step 1. Step 2, rename the fractions. So I want to name 5/6 as a fraction that's equal to something with the denominator 6. Well, 5/6 is going to be equal to 5/6. I don't have to do anything to that. 3 times what is 6? 2. So if I multiply the bottom by 2, I have to multiply the top by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Now I'm subtracting. Don't forget, we're not adding here. So I'm subtracting. 5/6 minus 2/6 is 3/6. And 4 wholes minus 2 wholes is 2 wholes. Okay, before I circle this as my answer, I've got to ask myself, can I simplify it? So what are my factors of 3? Only 1 and 3. So is 3 a factor of 6? Yeah, so I can divide the top and the bottom both by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then my whole number stays the same. So 2 3/6 is equal to 2 1/2. Okay, let's do another one. Pause this video at any time to slow it down to get things written down or to think about a concept. 2 2/3. I'm going to write it vertically because it's just easier for me visually. I'm going to keep my whole numbers the same. Now I've got to find a common denominator. Step 1 says find the common denominator. So I need a common denominator of 3 and 7. So you're going to list out the multiples of 3 and 7. And you'll find that it's 21. Okay, then that was step 1. Step 2, rename. So 3 times what is 21? 7. So if I multiply the bottom by 7, I've got to multiply the top by 7. 2 times 7 is 14. Okay, 7 times what is 21? 3. When I do the bottom, I have to do the top. 3 times 3 is 9. Now I'm going to add my whole number. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then my denominator, of course, will stay the same. 14 plus 9 is 23. All right, before I circle this as my answer, I've got to ask, can I simplify it? Oh, well, look at that. What kind of fraction is that? 23 over 21. My numerator is larger than my denominator. So we learned yesterday how to change this to a mixed number. What does this line right here mean? Divide. So I'm just going to divide. Remember, I read it from the top down. 23 divided by 21 goes in there one time with 2 left over. 2 what left over? 2 21. So this right here, 23 over 21, is the same as 1 and 2 over 21, simplified. But I also have this 3 wholes here. So this 3 wholes plus what I made this as a mixed number, my complete answer would be 4 and 2 over 21. There's my final answer. Okay, I want you to pause the video and try this one on your own. 4 1/4 hours. Check your answer with mine. Pause the video if you need to make any changes. Okay, let's do one more. Marcy's making 3 kinds of pies. She will need 2 1/3 cups of sugar for the first pie, 1 3/8 cup of sugar for the second pie, and 2 1/2 cups of sugar for the third pie. How much sugar does she need for all 3 pies? Okay, I'm going to work it. What I would like for you to do is I would like for you to pause it, work it on your own, but when you get stuck, just play until you see me doing the part that you're stuck on. So pause your video. Okay, I found out that my least common denominator is 24, so I renamed all my fractions to 24ths, and now I'm going to add 8 plus 9 is 17. 17 plus 12 would be 29. I can't forget my whole numbers. 2, 3, 5. You can see I've mixed an improper fraction for part of my answer. So this is 5 wholes and whatever I have here. So I'm going to divide the 29. I learned yesterday how to convert those to a mixed number. Nine minus 4 is 5, so I have 5 of those 24ths left over. So this right here, 29 and 29 24ths is equal to 1 and 5 24ths. But I also have this 5 wholes as part of my answer, so I'm going to add this 5 plus that one. So I've got 6 wholes and 5 24ths as my answer. Okay. You are ready to go on to your assignment that is in your packet. Today would be a great day to catch up on anything that you haven't completed up until this point. Make the most of your class time today.